I'm going to tell you why I hate being a business coach. Revenue is just an output of doing the right work at the right time. What's going to get you out of bed in the morning to do the work? This is the thing that maybe you're like a little bit freaked out to tell yourself. I'm just a shitty person who doesn't deserve much in this world and I should just go hide in a corner somewhere. You're probably making this too hard for yourself. When you do that, I believe you'll be unstoppable. I actually don't know. I heard sometimes they do 3 camera angles, but I don't know what that means. Okay, I kind of need to pee, so I'm glad we have a break after this. If anybody else needs to pee, just try to not to think about it, which means you're just gonna think about it. But I'm gonna tell you why I hate being a business coach. Now, the really good thing about that is I'm not a business coach. So it doesn't really do too much for me. But I'm too bossy to be called a coach. I kind of just want to tell people what to do every day, all the time. Frankly, if I could tell a traffic officer how to be a better traffic officer, I'd probably tell them. And frankly, I'd probably do a better fucking job than they would. But, no hate to the NYPD. They are cool sometimes not. Okay. But here's the thing, is that why should you care that I'm going to boss you around? I'm not actually going to unless you ask me to. But why should you care? Well, actually, you shouldn't care unless you're paying me. Sometimes people do pay me to be like, Frenchie, just tell me what to do. I'm an entrepreneur. I am tired. I just wish I had a boss again. I wish somebody would just point me in the right direction because this shit feels so overwhelming. And there are so many choices, so many decisions, so many things I have to do to get my business going. And I'm stuck and I feel like nothing is moving in the direction I want it to. So that's when I come in and I'm like, wow, you're probably making this too hard for yourself. You are probably overcomplicating the situation. So, I'm a big fan of the KISS philosophy, right? Keep it simple, stupid, but I don't call people stupid. So keep it simple, smarty. Let's figure out easier ways to do this. And so I believe things like revenue is just an output of doing the right work at the right time. That when you do the same thing over and over again for longer than you want to, that's when you're going to start to see the results that you want. And maybe we should think less about the money because that's kind of just going to happen. And really what we need to think about is the path to get the money, all the things that the money can do for us. But I don't know, raise your hand if you've ever been on a diet. Yeah, okay. Way up here. Hello. I can't get to 100 grams of protein in a day. Can't figure it out. I don't like meat that much or protein powder that much. But the point is that when you've been in that place where you want there to be a change and you get lost in this thinking about the food all the time, the relationship to the food doesn't change. And in business, what I see a lot, I love money, by the way, I just want to say that. I love donuts, I love money, I love all of it. But when I have seen the most success for myself and my clients is not when we are obsessing over the money part. It kind of disconnects us from it. It's like when we're obsessing over the diet, our body doesn't become what it wants. Then, right, as the diet person, I married a chef, an Italian chef, who made a lot of pasta for me. A lot of fucking pasta. And guess what? Not that I care about the weight piece, but I lost weight. And it's not because of whatever that's better. I'm love your body as it is. But the point is that the food didn't become the center of the conversation. In that case, it was the love became the center of the conversation. And that was great. I loved it. But what I'm trying to say is that when we put this obsession over the result in the middle, we get so attached to it and it's icky and clunky and it's oh, fuck that. Okay? So coming back to this idea that the money is an output of doing the right work at the right time. There's a really, really important thing to remember in the midst of all of that, is that you got to do the fucking work. And I know I'm a potty mouth, Renee. Hey. And then what I always want to think about is, well, what's going to get you out of bed in the morning to do the work? Okay. Now, Kate, I love what you said about a manifesto. I'm right there with you. Okay. But I also, I'm going to go a little deeper into that. I'm what is your personal manifesto. Because as much as you might really care about like improving the sex lives of women or, saving llamas from the sweater making factory or something like that, at the end of the day, we all have this like nagging personal desire for something, okay? And I have a theory. I actually think there's only 4 somethings that motivate us and get us excited to show up and do the work every day. Do you think you know what the 4 things are? Do you? I'm just going to tell you. So, 4 things are money. Yes. Okay. We like money. I like money. I like more the idea that money can give me choices. And like, let's just say I want to develop a Botox habit on the Upper East Side of Manhattan. I can do that. Money's cool because it like lets us do fun things. And that's really what I love about money. Okay, so money, number 1 motivator. Not in order, by the way. 2, status. Okay. If you've ever been in a corporate job where you have tried to go up the ranks, be a VP or something important, you will know what it feels like to chase that status. Or if you're like me and you see like Marie Forleo, Jenna Kutcher, and Amy Porterfield hanging out at a party and you're like, why am I not there? Like, why did they invite me? They don't know who I am, but I should be there, right? There's like this feeling, like we want to feel important. Power. I just told you guys that I'm bossy and I like to tell people what to do, so clearly that's kind of one for me. And 4, and this is not pretty, revenge. Revenge is highly motivating. Nothing feels better than showing the haters you were wrong. So, I want you to take a minute and really think about, when you think about these 4 things, if you let yourself get really honest with yourself, like, why are you actually doing this? Why are you actually showing up and doing the work every day? I'm going to give you guys a minute to think about it. And I just want to give you permission for it to not sound good. This is not something you market. This is not something that you like paste on your headline, like, how would it feel if you showed up every day knowing exactly what you want? Like, no. This is the thing that maybe you're like a little bit freaked out to tell yourself, but it gets your butt out of bed so that you can show up and do this stuff. So while you take a minute to think, I'm just going to go ahead and share my current personal motivation. So I gave you a little bit of a taste of it, I think, but I live in New York City. It's fucking expensive there, especially the Botox, but also other things. And money for me, and really if the lifestyle the money can unlock is really, really powerful. So for me, it's a combination of money and revenge. And why revenge? Who do I have to get backed at? In the summer of 2020, I was publicly canceled by a group of former employees at the organization that I was working at. It sucked. At the moment, I felt like, oh, okay, I'm just a shitty person who doesn't deserve much in this world and I should just go hide in a corner somewhere. But then I got fucking angry. And that was powerful because the moment I got angry and wrote an op-ed in The Independent about my experience, I was like, you know what, I'm going to own this and I'm going to show all of you that I get to show up for my work every day, that I get to do this, that I get to have an impact on people, and that I can make a difference in the world. And I'm not just this person who was canceled. So anyways, one, I think the thing that I really took from that was just like, we all have these different reasons and we talk a lot about the marketing why. But what I want as a bossy, non-coach business strategist is for us all to show up for the work that we do with gusto and passion and excitement. And the first way to get there is to get real about why you want to show up for it, for your personal reasons, not just for your audience. So when you do that, I believe you'll be unstoppable.